We'll begin with Joyce Tracey, who's here from Apollo, with information about the ABLE program. Good morning.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, I'm Joyce Tracey, and I coordinate the Apollo ABLE program, and we are so excited because the school is done. Today was the first day for our high school students, and September 13th, which is a Tuesday, 9 to 12 and 6 to 9, we'll be starting our ABLE program, which helps our students get high school diplomas, works with basic skills, as well as job search and preparation for post-secondary. So we are excited to get back in the building, get our classes started, kind of bring everybody back home, shall we say. We also coordinate a 5-county area. So our Allen County, of course, will get started next week, as well as Auglaize, Mercer, Van Wert, and Paulding counties. So it's a big job. If we get next week going, we'll feel like we're somewhere. I also wanted to share a little bit about what we're calling, or what is called, the Adult Diploma Program. And this has been offered by the state. Students can get their high school diploma as well as the certificate of completion of a program at Apollo. Right now we have the carpentry, STNA, and a computer program that's being offered. There is one more, and right now, for some reason, I can't come back up with it. But this is a wonderful opportunity because the ABLE classes and the ADP are free to our students. This gives that opportunity for that student, especially the ones that are struggling a bit to complete the GED, that they can complete an STNA program. After they complete it, they have the ability then also to get a high school diploma, which is issued by the Ohio Department of Ed. Wonderful opportunity for students. Again, it is free. During our orientation, we will be explaining it. They do have some prerequisites that they have to complete before they can get into the program. But this is kind of the newest thing from the state that the state's offering, and it's a wonderful opportunity. So most importantly, all of our classes are free to our students. And if anybody has any questions, I do have some brochures and also our flyers that kind of give the orientation dates as well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Sounds like a great opportunity to for adults.
We had a small group, 30 people, I think, graduate last year, and some of them were our long-term GED students that just couldn't get there. So they're now graduates, and they're now working.
Plus certificates in a given vocational field.
Right.
That's neat.
Exactly.
That's terrific. Just to follow on, since Joyce mentioned this is obviously the first day that Apollo is now open. We're also, through the Lima Auto Task Force, going to showcase Apollo on the 16th of September. We're going to hold the Regional Auto Summit at Apollo from 8 till 1. This is the fourth year that the Auto Task Force has convened a summit for the automotive-related businesses in our region. It's a very affordable opportunity. It's $30 per person. That includes registration and lunch. Also includes opening coffee and breakfast. So you'll be well fed, but more importantly, you're going to have a fire hose of information coming at you. We have the chief economist from General Motors is our keynote speaker right off the top. We then have a team from the Center for Automotive Research in to talk to us and give us an update on the automotive industry overall. After a break, we will have a speaker from OSU and their Honda partnership talking about Ohio's Smart Corridor project, which Columbus was just selected by the U.S. Department of Transportation for a massive technology grant that is related to transportation. It will focus on State Route 33, which obviously we have some proximity to, and we think there will be some opportunities for us in the region. And lastly, we'll have speakers from Future IQ Partners and Allen Economic Development Group talking about the economic development planning that's going on and the MakerFest opportunity that's coming up in October. The planning for that is well underway. It appears that we'll have upwards of 30 high schools and career centers participating with about 1,500 students, which is really a terrific growth from last year's event. Folks can register by going to the Chamber's website, easily done, as well as if we can get the cooperation of folks, we have a link that we'd like to have published as well, which will take you directly to the registration process. So again, this is for Friday, September 16th, just about 10 days away, and it'll be held at the Apollo Career Center. And by the way, we'll be taking a tour of the Career Center as well as a part of the day's activities. I also want to invite up Vickie Shurelds, who's here this morning to talk about an opportunity that'll take place, I believe, in this room on Saturday. Come on, Vickie. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor, and good morning to all of you. We are in such a odd position, I think, in the scheme of time, because we have such wonderful things happening for great opportunities for everyone in our community, and at the same time, we are destroying one another. It seems that especially our youth are kind of taking it as that there is no future. There's no reason to hang around, so it's just living for today and making decisions that could devastate their families and certainly devastate our community, because as you were just saying, to have all of those young people at the MakerFest, to see the development of opportunities ahead, and many of the young people that we know of in the last couple of summers in particular, where we've had so many shootings, will not be able to grasp those opportunities just because of decisions that they've made. And I was approached a few weeks ago by some ladies who came to me and just said, you know, Vickie, we want to do something about all the violence in Lima. There's got to be something that we can do. And so we started doing some research, and what we developed is a youth summit that will be happening this coming Saturday at 10 a.m., and we will be right here in this building. We're most interested in having this be a youth-led organization with adults acting as mentors and guides and navigators and networking agents. We want to listen, and we want to learn more about the youth experience and about what is happening for them at the places that they spend time, and figure out how we can make those places better for them. We're seeking to create avenues for young people to access skills and knowledge and make positive changes, first in their own homes and then their own neighborhoods, and then eventually, of course, right for all of us here in Lima, and provide the opportunity for them to understand how to connect with adults as allies and kind of sharing what all of us are doing to try to make the community stronger. So our purpose is to kind of energize the community and strengthen the network of support services for youth. Our goal is to help young leaders become more effective, powerful, and connected. And I think in a lot of cases, when we talk to the families and the children that are involved with the youth that have been involved in all of the violence, the theme seems to be that they feel powerless. They feel that they don't have the connections to make things happen in their community, and we want to change that. So we're asking youth leaders in the area to encourage the youth that they are working with to help us toward becoming a more peaceful community. We're looking for youth ages 16 to 24. Those are the people who will be running our community very, very soon. We have to stop killing each other. That has to be the first step. And so that's why we've created Ceasefire Lima, We just want everybody to just stop shooting. Let's just stop shooting and start talking and figuring this out. This is a step toward bringing strong minds and experiences together for the good of us all. And the youth can register online at ceasefirelima.com, or they can even just register on Saturday morning between the hours of 9 and 10. I think it will be an intensive learning experience, as much for the adults as it will be for the youth. And the second half of the day will be spent with community leaders, including the mayor and Chief Martin, to come in and listen to what the youth are experiencing and what they believe will make changes in our community and make us a safer place to live. So we hope that all of you will help us fill this room with the youth that will be leading us tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Vickie.
Mhm.
Good luck with Saturday. We'll be here. Lastly, this morning, we want to introduce the head of our goose squad, Mr. Elstro, who has an update on this nuisance problem. Thank you, Mayor.
I do want to express our appreciation and acknowledge so many people who have called in, both thanking us for addressing this problem of geese and the geese droppings throughout the Ottawa bikeway, pedestrian path, as well as our playing fields, and acknowledge and thank all those people who have volunteered their time or services in trying to get control of this problem. We have calls from people who are interested in assisting us with the harassment and control and even hunting, but I want to provide an update. At this time, the geese have, the flocks have greatly reduced. The harassment efforts have worked. Our rangers will continue to harass any of the geese flocks that continue here, residing here during the fall. It seems like it's becoming very, very effective. There will be occasion that neighbors close to the parks will hear a shotgun blast. They are blanks, but it doesn't take too long for these geese to recognize and associate the sound, the threat, with either the uniform or the ranger vehicle or the parks vehicle that is there doing the harassment. So what we're finding is we do this a little bit, and then just even driving the ranger unit close to the flock will drive them off. Going into next year, we're going to have a renewed call for volunteers. We think it's going to be helpful to us to have extra hands to, from hikers to identify nest, do egg addling. That will occur between March and June. We think it's important for us to continue the harassment efforts, both with the shotgun blast, the blanks, as well as additional volunteers out there helping us harass the geese flock. We think we might have, we have already had a couple of calls from people who have border collies, and I think we will see if we can't use the border collies in an effective way next spring. And I think what we will do is have a call for drone operators to join us with their volunteer efforts. As I said, once we use a loud noise, and that's associated with either an object or a particular person dressed a certain way, these geese recognize that as a threat. So I think if we do this early in the season, drone operators can go out on their own, operate their drones, and the geese will find that annoying and go elsewhere. So getting ahead of this early in the season, I think, will be key next year. In the meantime, if you are still interested in volunteering and you haven't already called our park office, please do so. The number is 419-221-5195. That's 419-221-5195. I also want to add that we have had a goodly number of people interested in helping us thin the flock by hunting. At this point in time, we will not be pursuing that, but we are keeping those hunters' names on file, and should the harassment efforts the effectiveness begin to wane, and we have a more severe problem like we had earlier this year, then we will again seek the permissions from ODNR, contact those people, and pursue that as well. So that's the update at this time. Thank you very much.
Well, that's all that we have for today, so we'll break down for interviews. Thank you.